Welcome back to Living Date, and I'm very excited right now because we are cooking up some Cajun cuisine in the Lifestyles Kitchen today, and here to help us is Ronnie Dingman from J Gumbo, so welcome.
Hi, thank you very much.
I don't know if you noticed Zuri's face, that she's beaming from ear to ear right now. Happy. This is one of my favorite dishes.
Excellent.
So tell them what we're making.
We're making jambalaya today. It's a very, very simple dish. I know a lot of Cajun food and that kind of stuff can seem a little intimidating.
Right.
But we're going to show you just how easy this can be. And the beautiful thing about a lot of Cajun food is you don't have to have fancy ingredients or weird things. I mean, it's just whatever you've got in your refrigerator, you throw it in a pot, you cook it, and you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Jambalaya is the ultimate single pot dish because everything is cooked in one vessel right here.
Single pot dishes are the best.
The best thing about it, too, is it's a slow cook. So you put the lid on it, you go do something else, half hour, 45 minutes later, boom, you've got dinner. We're going to start with just a little bit of olive oil. We're going to put about a tablespoon, maybe 2, in the pan, and we're going to warm that over medium-high heat, start to get that hot.
Okay.
To that, we're going to add the Trinity, which is our onions, our bell pepper, and our celery. And we're also going to add a little bit of course, garlic.
That's the base, I guess?
You can't have, you can't have Cajun food without some garlic. So we're going to go ahead and put a little.
Garlic makes everything better.
Absolutely.
It really does. Now, when you say Trinity, is this the Trinity for Cajun cooking? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
this is kind of the base for all Cajun
foundation
dishes.
for gumbo and etouffee and all of that. Yeah. So we're going to put that in there. You want to do a kind of a rough dice on these guys. You don't want to cut them up too fine because if you mince them, you'll lose too much of their moisture.
Okay.
So you want to.
So good.
And whenever you do celery, always do the tops and the hearts because that's where the most flavor is. And when you slice them, you'll smell that. You want that aroma.
So you can just toss the white.
So this stuff is great for like filling with Cheese Whiz and peanut butter on an afternoon. This is the part you want to cook with.
Okay.
So we get all of this.
I've been doing it all wrong, Ronnie.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
We get all this in here, and we want to just sweat it for a few minutes over that oil, medium-high heat. You don't want it to scorch. You just want it to take its time, kind of get in there, work, work those flavors.
So aromatic. It's so
That's why these are aromatics, is because they do release all of that wonderful odor and aroma when you're cooking them. Now, while you're doing that, you can prepare some of your meats. We always do chicken and sausage in our jambalaya. They're easy meats. They're common. You don't have to have a fishmonger or something handy. And when you're doing it, I recommend getting a pre-cooked chicken. I like a thigh meat. It tends to stew better.
And that's so easy. Just go get the roast chicken.
Better flavor, so I like that. And then I like an Andouille sausage, which is a traditional New Orleans style, but any kind of smoked sausage will do. And you always want to get, don't get a pre-slice, slice it yourself.
Okay.
And when you slice it, leave it about a, 1/8 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch thick. Leave it pretty good thickness. That way, when it cooks, it doesn't shrink up and shrivel. And then you've got, little crunchy sausage bits.
It's more fun. You can get the bite of the sausage.
Absolutely. Now, after sweating your veggies there for a little bit, and we're doing good, we want to go ahead and add in whatever meat we're using. So if you're using a sausage, I'm going to use about 1 pound here. I'm giving you ladies a recipe to do it at home for a family of 4. So it's going to double just about everything we're doing here in the kitchen. Add in your chicken, and you want to do this now so that these veggies and these meats get a chance to share all of their moisture, share their flavors now, because once we start cooking the rice, it's going to be all the focus of cooking the rice in the pot and not those other things. Last thing you want to add in here is diced tomatoes. Very, very simple grocery store diced tomatoes. Don't worry about getting fresh. So you got to seed them, you got to peel them, etc., etc.
When you're cooking stuff like this, it tastes better.
Well, because they've already done some of the cooking for you, so it simplifies some of that. So we get all that in there, we get that good and hot. Now we want to add what gives the dish its body, the spices.
There we go.
Okay. Now we're going to use a little bit of oregano, a little chili powder, a little cayenne, and you can add as much or as little as you want to heat it up as you need. Some black pepper, some thyme, and bay leaves. Now these are essential, but you pull them out before you eat because these are not good to eat. They make great flavor, not great chewing.
Pull the leaf out of your mouth. That's here.
Sure. So we're going to put in a little of our spices there. Be sure you mix these in really well. Because you want that flavor to fully integrate.
It smells so good. You're just taking a pinch of them.
Well, I've got measurements for you, but
But you know what you're doing.
We add in about a cup of rice, and then we're going to add in chicken stock. Now you'll notice I don't cook with salt because when you use a rich stock like a beef stock or a chicken stock, it's already in there. You put that in, you give that a good stir, you keep your heat low on about a simmer. Be sure you get that mixed in really well. Put the lid on it. And what I like to say is lit it and forget it.
Lit it and
never stir that again, because if you stir it, you'll wreck the cooking process.
All right, so
lit it, forget it.
And how many hours is that?
Not long, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes until the rice fluffs up and you're ready to eat.
All right, and then once that happens, we've got the final product here. Look
Right
at
there,
how
there we
gorgeous
go.
that looks.
We can actually move this guy out of the way.
Look at that.
bring
And you've
that
got
up.
homemade
Is
jambalaya
your
for your
finished
family.
dish there?
Looks good. Can we dig in?
Absolutely. Jump right in there.
All right, let's go for it.
You want your rice to be al dente. You don't want it to be mush, because if it gets mush, then the flavors aren't going to work right. But you want it to be fluffy and have each rice
that
kernel
flavor.
separate.
And it is.
Ronnie, that flavor is so good.
It's
Excellent.
really delicious. Now, if people want to go to J. Gumbo's, they don't
Yes.
feel like doing it at home.
That's okay. We'll do it
Where
for
can they
you.
go, right?
We're at 1822 Brown Street down by UD, and we make our jambalaya fresh every day, just like you saw it done here. So if you're not feeling it at home, don't have time, pop in. We're happy to give it to you. And I think I was told that today it's $4 a bowl.
Oh,
so
great.
they're running a special
That's a
today
good
on the
deal.
jambalaya.
Perfect.
Ronnie,
Way more than
delicious.
$4.
Thank you for coming out
Thank you,
and
ladies,
cooking for
very
us.
much for having
But
us.
don't go anywhere. After the break, we will meet